Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 7 on the AlphaGaming Minecraft server. And today we have got a project. I know, I've got so much to do around the base. In fact, I've got so much to do that someone from the server has decided that they needed to add something to my to-do list to tell me to build the bakery. Yep, I need to build the bakery. I understand that. However, still don't have anything to sell for food. Now, in the last episode, I did a lot of work on the infrastructure downstairs, and as we can see here, each level over and over again looks like this. We got a hallway, we got a doorway for either a corridor or a room for a farm, and in the middle we've got a tunnel that leads all the way down to the bottom of the world. But as you can see down here at the void level, down at the bedrock rather, with the void fog, even this one's finished. So we're all the way done, and here's a new nether portal leading to the nether. Now things have changed just a little bit here. In fact, they've changed a considerable amount. I had to move my portal over a few blocks. The person who was in the red section decided they wanted to run their tunnel this way, and it started running into my tunnel. And the easiest solution was just for me to move my tunnel sideways. So I've done that. I've done a little bit of work dressing up the end here. I'm not sure it'll stay in this exact design. I may go a little taller, I may go a little wider. I don't know, but I now have room to do that. And I've made a new tunnel, and this way to the nether hub. Okay, as you can see, my tunnel sort of turns to cobblestone here, and then it comes out into this gigantic hollow torus shape. And my oh my, is this awesome. This is the Mad Hatter's tunnel. It used to go off in this direction, and then he decided that this was a shorter and more direct path to his base that didn't go through a nether fortress, which apparently is where that other tunnel went. So yeah, this is his new tunnel. It's really nice. I like the look of it. I just wish I could stand in the middle of it, but I can't because of this this beam here. I suppose I could stand right here, but yeah, it looks really cool. Good job. Mine does not look cool. I have not spent nearly as much time on the server as a lot of the other people have, and that is to my detriment, unfortunately. My tunnel looks kind of like garbage right now, but I'll fix that eventually. For now, though, we're going to go to the nether, or not to the nether, but through this nether portal to the spawn point. And this is the spawn point village, and it is a pretty cool build, I think. Each of these buildings was built by one or several people, and the roads were built by a group of people, and basically it was just a big community project that unfortunately was done during hours I wasn't online. And when I was online, I was busy trying desperately to get enough food to survive and not starve to death. You may remember episode 1. When I was filming episode 1, they were doing all that. So there are lots of stores, and there's like this library here. Someone built a big tree. There's the chicken and melon shop over here. This guy is building some kind of a potion shop, although it's still no nearer completion than the last few times I've been down here. So I really like the look of this. This is really cool. This is the new iron trapdoors with redstone blocks, but I really like the way that looks from the front. I'm probably going to use that in my build for the bakery. We got a food shop here. We got Widow Mart. I love Widow Mart. Widow Mart's awesome. Widow Mart sells baked potatoes and pumpkins and ice pops. It's funny, huh? Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I like the look of it. Over here we've got a delivery shop, and then this spot right here is where my bakery will be going once I have some baked goods to sell. It'll be soon. It'll be soon. I'm going to be working on those farms very soon. But the reason why I'm down in the spawn village this episode is because of a certain little plot right here. This little thing, this little grassy square, is known affectionately as the donation plot. There used to be a couple of chests here that said donations for the spawn nether hub and basically the big Taurus. Those chests are gone now because that project is over, but over here we have a setup where it's take in need, give in excess, and this is basically a place where people drop off the things they don't need and pick up things they might need. Like if you needed some ender pearls or a bucket or something, you could come here and get one, because there's that stuff here. Down here we've got a this is a little hard to explain. Basically this is a dark room connected to an XP grinder, and basically what that is basically you've got mobs that can accumulate in a dark room, and they will be here to be beaten down with a sword or something, and you can gather their drops and the XP. Fantastic idea. If I didn't have a full inventory, I could pick that stuff up. It's a fantastic idea, except our server is really lagging where it comes to the spawning of mobs. In fact, naturally occurring mobs are almost not spawning. I've been standing around here a long time, and 3 mobs? That's not enough. That's not nearly enough. So I'm going to go ahead and tear out this vacant lot, clean up the tin cans, and get rid of the old tires, get rid of the broken glass, plant some seeds so that this wonderful rain that's decided to start falling can nourish new plants to growing. I'm going to get rid of this, whatever this is here, and try and build a proper looking donation center where these free cycle chests can live. I'm going to go ahead and tear out this this XP grinder idea that just isn't really working to anybody's satisfaction. And yeah, so that's going to be the plan. So let's get started. And there we have it. One finished spawn village park. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy with this. I love the way the little grass and the flowers looks. I love these benches. They just look so inviting. I just want to just sort of sit right down here, have a little rest, and enjoy the beauty of the park. Ended up deciding to shorten this a little bit and made it 8 single chests, so I have effectively doubled the amount of storage space that was here before. As you can see over here, I've got these cobblestone steps that lead into gravel and then into grass. There really isn't much of a gradient option here. If this were a much larger park, I would have the gravel start to, have little bits of grass in it here and there until eventually it was just grass, basically having it taper off. But there's only 3 blocks here. There's no way I could do that and make it look good. So I just decided to leave a little border here, so it's like stone, cobblestone, gravel, grass. I think it looks okay. And of course here I've put the signs back, take whatever you need, leave whatever you can spare. And I think it looks pretty darn good, to be honest. Pretty happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and call this done. And what I'm going to do now is head back to base and let's start thinking about what I need to do around the base. All right, here we are at the to-do list. Well, let's see. We have the treasure vault, moving the chicken farm downstairs, building a cattle farm, building the bakery, enchanting room, automatic veggie farm, cocoa bean farm, automatic wheat farm, pumpkin pie farm, and build the bakery again and clean up the nether tunnel. Well, we're not going to clean up the nether tunnel today, and we're not going to build the bakery today. But let's think about baked goods. Well, there's pumpkin pie, which requires pumpkins, reeds for sugar, and eggs. To make bread, you need wheat. To make chocolate chip cookies, you need cocoa beans and wheat. And to make cake, you need eggs, milk, wheat, and sugar, which comes from sugarcane or reeds again. So our two most important items are going to be sugar and wheat, because wheat is used in most baked goods. Eggs are used in half of them, and so are reeds. So the chicken farm can produce eggs, or a system like eggs, a system like the chicken farm could be producing eggs. Pumpkins grow pretty easily on their own. They can all be automated. But in terms of mass production, the thing that needs to be the biggest, that needs to be the most planned out, the largest, it takes up a lot of space, it takes up a lot of work, is going to be the wheat farm. I've built wheat farms before, and I think that aside from the cow farm, the wheat farm and the cow farm are like the two things I need the most right now, because I do need that cow farm for leather, for item frames desperately, and for books. I'll need those when I do enchanting, so I'm going to need cows and leather. Also, they're a good source of meat, and well, the kitchen currently doesn't have a source of meat, so I'll be doing that as well. I think what I'm going to do, let's have a look downstairs. Why not? Why not? Let's go ahead and put the first farm right here on the red level. And if I have to do a little bit of rebuilding of the walls as I go out there, that'll be fine. But for now, let's go ahead and get started on a wheat farm. Ladies and gentlemen, it is done. Behold, 3 8x8 farms, 2 on each side, for a total of 6 8x8 farms, 6 stacks of crops sitting here waiting to be harvested. All of them are totally ripe. As you can see, the sluice gates are now closed. There is water behind them. All the redstone is done. Let's go have a look in the back here. I'll just break through a wall here, but hang on. Over here, we've got our sorting system laid out. As you can see here, there's a garbage disposal pad here. There's hoppers underneath that. And if we take a look behind here, all the redstone and hoppers are here for automatically sorting all the crops and all the drops. And if we go over here, let's see, this is behind the buttons. They set up some torches, which runs some redstone over here to a timer. This is a timer to determine how long the sluice gates stay open. And of course, if we follow the redstone over here, it goes all the way down and around and down here and underneath all the pistons. One single line of power, and it is ready to hit the harvest button. Go ahead and put this wall back and press the button. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Now, one thing to mention while it's doing this is that some drops will accumulate on the strips between the farms, and that's just the way things are in Minecraft. Luckily, I can walk around and pick any of the extra drops that haven't been collected up, and it's a very fast process. So we'll just wait for the water to recede here. There goes the water. And I can go pick up what's left. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward to plant. You just do this, go back and forth, and I got a little bit of lag on the server today. But yeah, the glass keeps you from falling in the water, and the half slabs keep you from breaking the ground, so it's a good deal. It turns out water, at least as long as it runs here, doesn't break the farmland, so it doesn't turn it back into dirt. I don't know if that's like ever, but at least as far as harvesting goes, the timer, it doesn't seem to run out. You know, it doesn't seem to ruin it, so I don't have to keep re-hoeing the land all the time, which is fantastic. Though I'm sure I'll keep a hoe nearby, or several of them, and probably in the junk chest over there. But yeah, basically how this whole layout works is, you know, we've got 3 double chests of carrots, 3 double chests of potatoes, 3 double chests of wheat, 3 double chests of seeds, and then 3 double chests of junk that made it into the system. That's going to be primarily overflow. If anything goes through the system that isn't quite, you know, that once these fill up, this will start filling up with potatoes and carrots and seeds and things like that. So seeds are going to be the one that I'm going to have to watch for the most. You know, this isn't intended for long-term storage. I mean, it will fill up eventually, but I'll be moving things to, you know, I'm supposed to be eating this stuff, you know? This isn't supposed to just be storage forever. So the item sorter has finished doing its job. Let's have a look at what we've got. Now we've got 2 stacks and almost a half, let's call that a half stack, so 2.5 stacks of carrots. Now keep in mind that I've already replanted, so there's another stack and a half of carrots here. So that means that I actually got 4 stacks minus 2 of carrots from one harvest, and that's pretty awesome. Potatoes, once again, 2 and almost a half a stack. This is more like a third of a stack. And again, I planted 1.5 stacks, so that's almost 4 stacks of potatoes. That's pretty awesome too. Now wheat, we got 3 stacks even, because that is how many seeds are planted, and you only get one wheat per seed. And of course seeds, we've got a stack and, what is that, 2/3? A stack of 2/3. Now of course keep in mind that I took out 3 stacks of seeds, so this will generate 4 2/3 stacks of seeds as well. And of course over here we've got the junk chest. Let's see, nothing. So this particular harvest got no poison potatoes. Out of a stack and a half of planted potatoes, not one came back poison. Now it did, like I said, it did take all of my iron to do this, so I won't be doing any more super automated stuff for a while until I can get more iron. So let's go ahead and get on that. I think at this point then just leaves one more thing to do, and that is to take the farm off the to-do list. All right. So, automatic wheat farm, gone. And automatic vegetable farm, gone. So that is going to leave us with some interesting options for other projects to do. You know, the whole pumpkin pie farm, which I'm going to go ahead and rename that the fruit farm. And let's go ahead and next to the chicken farm, we'll put in an egg farm. All right, well, so far, this is looking fantastic. So we've got all kinds of new projects to work on here. Definitely liking the way this is shaping up. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's it for this time. And I think we'll end it by harvesting because this is pretty much ready to go. So, there's a couple plants that aren't ready, but who cares, right? I mean, this is for show. Should I press it? Should I do it? I should. But until the next episode, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm standing here holding an axe in my bedroom.